So Globe Observer is an app that you are able to obtain in your app store that you typically visit to clutter up your phone, as I have here. So you'll see the Globe Observer icon right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. And you've already downloaded, and so here it is. And I'm going to now walk us through using the mosquito habitat mapper. What is really important, and I think makes it pretty easy, is that it walks you through every single step. And so what you are actually doing is you're following a scientific protocol, a protocol that's been designed by scientists so that we get data of sufficient quality and with sufficient supporting data that we can use these in future scientific analyses. Okay, so there are several wonderful tools here, and I encourage you to look at all of them, but we're going to go to Mosquito Habitat Mapper here today. And so here I'm going to make a mosquito habitat observation. And so you will probably have either Globe Citizen Science there. I'm just going to use the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies because that's where I'm putting all my data. And the first thing you get is your phone's internal clock, and its built-in GPS receiver is going to populate this frame. So you'll have the date, you'll have the time, and it will provide location coordinates. And so I know those are pretty accurate, very accurate, because that little red dot there that you see on the map, that is exactly where my house is. So you can see I'm surrounded by Buckingham Park on three sides. I'm going to go to the next step. And it says, what is the source of the water? Well, the water was not a lake. It was not an artificial container. It was not a tree hole or a coconut shell or another kind of natural kind of container. But it was actually a stagnant area right next to a stream, a very small creek. And so the water ponds up on the side. It's still, and mosquitoes typically find that as a nice place to breed because it's separated from the rest of the water. So I'm going to choose that. And then it says, what is the source of the flowing water? It's a creek. And then I will take a photograph of the site, which I have done. So now I go next. And then the next question is, are the mosquito larvae visible? And I think I showed you that when I was at the creek that day, I had my sampling cup and I looked in and there were no mosquitoes. But today I have gone out again and I have obtained another specimen, and I'm happy to say that these mosquitoes, which were found in a container, are in fact available, and we can say that we see them. So we're going to say here, yes, we see mosquitoes in the water. And then it says, would you like to perform a larvae sample and count? Well, let's just imagine you're taking a hike with your friends or your kids or your parents, and they're going to say, come on, Rusty, we got to get going. You know, it's going to get dark before we get off this mountain. You could say, okay, I'm done. I've identified that there's a larval habitat here. I found the mosquitoes. I've seen them. They're wiggling around in a characteristic way. So yes, we have mosquitoes, but no, I'm not going to actually go through the process of taking a sample home, putting on my clip-on microscope, and trying to identify the taxon. So I'm going to say, no, I'm done. It says, congratulations. You have successfully documented this breeding habitat. And then that data will go into the cloud, into the Globe database, where it is retained for eventual use by citizen scientists or communities, or even scientists that are looking for local or regional patterns in mosquito presence and absence.